Have my number 5 lineup in baseball. I'm going to go 5 through 1. Lineups. I'm not talking about middle of the order. I'm going to put San Francisco at number 5. And boy, who would have thought you would have ever done this 3 or 4 years ago? And there's a lot of no names there, but I'm telling you, this team can hit. Third baseman, he's not going to fall off. He hit 300 last year. Duffy's going to play well. You know that they're going to have Pence. He's not going to miss half the season this year with some broken forearm. He's going to bounce back. He's going to play well. They're going to have Pagan in left. He's playing for a contract. That's always a big motivator. We know that. Span, if he's healthy, bad back, can get some things done getting on base and make things happen from that standpoint. Their outfield is much better if, in fact, and I would think he would if Pagan plays 130 games. The outfield is much, much better. Posey's going to do what he does. Crawford's got his contract. He's very underrated. Panic will play. He's going to be healthy. And, of course, at first base, they got Belt there. No problem putting the Giants 5th. I know it's weird putting them that high because there's not a lot of, outside of Posey, is there a guy that blows you away? No, but they score a lot of runs, this team. Their infield is excellent. They added a center fielder in Span, and Pence will be healthier. I like San Francisco. Number 4, and I think this is something that we have to do, the Royals are number 4. I don't think there's any way you can't put Kansas City number 4 based on, their 1998 Yankee-like approach, as we saw last year in the postseason. Their ability to hit with 2 strikes, their ability to make things happen late in games, Game 5 against the Mets, Game 4 in Houston. Listen, Hosmer and Gordon and Perez. I know right field Rios, but they can live with that. And Moustakas is going to be better. The shortstop's underrated. You know how much I love Kane. They bounce back. It's not a blow-away lineup, but it's a resourceful lineup. And I think they deserve to be in our top 5 just because of what they've done the last couple of years. And it's not like they've sat there with 5 Hall of Fame starting pitchers. So Kansas City is number 4 without a doubt. I don't think there's any argument there. Number 3 is the Red Sox, and I did not put the Orioles here, and I just thought of them. We left Baltimore out with all that power in our top 5 because obviously you figure out who's going to be 2 and 1. But I'm going to put the Red Sox here at number 3, and I'm going to do that because I'm expecting bounce-back years from Sandoval, and I'm expecting a little something better from Ramirez. Last year, he hit a bunch of home runs at the All-Star break and was nowhere to be found in the second half of the year. I expect him to be better than that. All these young players and Bogarts and Bradley and Betts, Pedroia is going to recover. Ortiz go out with a bang. They're going to be a much better offensive team. Price at the top of the rotation takes a little pressure off the offense. They were 3rd or so last year in runs scored anyway, despite the fact they couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. I think Boston's going to be a much better offensive team in 2015-16 than they were last year. Sandoval is going to hit. He's always hit. And, of course, Ramirez, I'm bouncing back to better. So if you look at it, Betts, Bogart, Sandoval, Ramirez, Pedroia, Ortiz. That's not bad. So I think the Red Sox will be much, much better in 2016. Number 2 is the Cubs. Unless they faced the big starting pitching where they fell apart and were awful against the Mets and never competed. But it's hard not to like the Cubs. They bring Fowler back. Hayward's overrated, but offensively, 13 homers, 66 RBIs. They need their heads examined, giving him $188 million. But he's a blend-in player, and this is a team that he can blend in on. Schwarber hits the ball 9 miles. We know that. Rizzo's underrated at first base. Very good offensive player. You have Bryant, who's going to only get better. Russell will be better than 254 at shortstop. Zobrist, we saw what he did last year with Kansas City. He's a useful player. It makes things happen. He'll be motivated by Wrigley Field. Montero behind the plate. This is a good team. I mean, let's be honest. Now, again, I don't like them against the great pitchers because they strike out too much. But in Solar, they got 4 outfielders. This is a good offensive team. There's no way you can't put them here at number 2. And then, of course, Toronto, I'm going to show them respect. They deserve it. They're our number 1. I mean, when you have Batista and Encarnacion, and, they're both playing for contracts. I know a bleak issue for Encarnacion. He's going to miss a week, but I'm expecting him being healthy. And, of course, Donaldson, Tulowitzki, a little better at shortstop, a little healthier. I mean, this is a very, very Carabello's a better player than you think. The catcher can hit a little bit. I mean, this is a very, very good offensive team. Even Pilar is a pain in the neck. This is a good offensive baseball team, and there's no way you can't put them 1. In that little ballpark, ball flies out of there. They have to be considered number 1. So the Blue Jays 1, the Red Sox 2, a lot of American League East. Red Sox 3, 3 American League East teams in the top 3. And I could have gone the Orioles if I wanted to. Royals 4, Giants 5.